Hello, everyone, and welcome to another installment of our CapeSpace Connection series. I'm Haley. I'm the community manager for CapeSpace Mashpee, and today I am thrilled to have here with me one of our very own, Rob Cushing. Rob, hello. How are you?
Good. How are you doing, Haley?
Good, good. I was thinking, Rob, how you've been a member with us for a while now, haven't you?
A few years. I start to lose track of, kind of with certain things around here. But yeah, my association with CapeSpace has been quite a while. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Oh, awesome. Well, thank you so much for joining us. And are you ready to dive on in?
Let's do it.
Awesome. Okay. So first off, Rob, tell us about what you do for work and how you got into that particular field.
Yeah. So I'm the owner and founder of Port and Starwood Digital Marketing. And what we do is we provide digital marketing services for primarily small, medium-sized businesses. It ranges from SEO, which is search engine optimization, to reputation management. That's actually a big chunk of my business right now, and that's helping businesses get more reviews and positive reviews on places like Google, Facebook, Yelp, etc. We do social media management. We do pay-per-click for like Google, Facebook, etc. Some web design, but I think there are a lot of great web designers that do such a good job out there. But basically, like, we solve the biggest problems that are out there for businesses today, which is how to get more traffic and how to get more customers as a result. So, and even though I'm actually, we're based on the Cape here, we actually cover the continental United States. And funny enough, a good chunk, it's a long story, but good chunk of my business is actually out in the Midwest, but I certainly have Cape clients as well. And I got into this field. I did the corporate IT and project management work thing for years. And I think it just at some point, I was like, I want to really get my own thing started and kind of branch out and do something a little different. And had some, obviously been doing some marketing and other things beforehand. But I looked at several different aspects of marketing, affiliate otherwise, but I either felt like it didn't interest me, I didn't know it at the time, or it was kind of, it wasn't really a marketing, it was helping others. It was just kind of more like, what about me? And I didn't really care for that. So I dabbled in a lot of different things. I even ran like an e-commerce t-shirt consignment shop.
Interesting.
Before I formed Port and Starwood. So yeah, so that's where it brought me to. And we started probably back in about 2015 or so. So 6.
Nice. Yeah, good for you. Yeah. So what would you say you love most about marketing and about what you do?
I think what really attracted me and what I'm doing now is being able to help small and medium-sized businesses that like have been struggling or don't have any real idea on how to get the word out about their businesses digitally. To get them from that point and kind of help them grow to the point that, they're recognizing that they're starting to earn more revenue and fame, and being able to see themselves grow. It's really cool when I actually had a client one time in Texas who told me, like, we were able to take our kids on a cruise because, not that it was me, but I was certainly able to help them grow their business enough over time that they were able to, just not be bottlenecked and to be able to grow and do some other things as a result. So kind of some really cool feel good things like that.
Yeah. Oh, that's wonderful. So during this whole COVID era we've been living in now, what's the biggest way you found you've had to adapt professionally during this whole time?
Well, it's funny because I know so many other businesses, it's been such a huge challenge for them last year. So I'd already been working remotely for years. So for me per se, that wasn't a big adjustment. However, it was for my clients.
Right.
I have a lot of clients who are masters in their fields, but middly, some of them aren't really that tech savvy. We all have our own strengths and weaknesses, et cetera. So it was really tough for a lot of my clients to adjust, and the ones here and locally, I enjoy meeting face to face, et cetera. But so what I think what I had to do was I kind of had to go out a little bit and actually find myself teaching them to use some more digital tools, like, conferencing tools like Zoom, things, for which I was already teaching them to use certain things that we were using online, like collaboration platforms, like cloud storage, et cetera, like that. But to really just kind of take the extra step and just walk them through, I would make videos for them on how to do it, or I'd actually just set up, meetings and just walk them through. That was probably the biggest adjustment, So even though, like I said, I enjoyed meeting face to face with my local clients, some of it just had to and continues to be on hold till things lift, and they will. Question when, not if, which is nice. So
Right, exactly. Yeah, there's a light at the end of the tunnel.
yeah, exactly.
Hey, by the way, Rob, so for someone who is in that position of, kind of struggling right now with marketing and who's looking to take their business to the next level, what's maybe one thing that you would recommend they do? Something easy they can do now to make a long-term difference.
Take their business to the next level. I would say probably, if you're not, there's certain things digitally, I think you just make sure you do. Number one, you need a website. You got to have a website. It's got to be an independent website. It needs to be one that's fairly simple. It should answer at least 3 questions. Who are you? What do you do or offer? And how do I get a hold of you? You don't need the Taj Mahal. You just need like a nice sequestered website. It doesn't have to be anything crazy or fancy, but it should be yours. I've known a lot of businesses, and I still know a few, unfortunately, they're using Facebook as their website. So you really need something that kind of is going to let you have that flexibility and expandability and be able to call it your own.
Right.
And the next biggest thing for that digitally after that is making sure that you have a Google My Business listing. So if you go to business.google.com, you don't know if you have one or not, you can always Google yourself. And you'll look over on the right-hand side and you'll see a little box appear with your business name and some information. Most likely you have it, but you really want to be sure that you have one of those. That's probably the second most important thing after a website. And if you have it, make sure that your contact information, et cetera, everything is up to date. And especially if you're a restaurant, if you're a type of business, if you're seasonal or a restaurant or some type of business, that your operating hours are up to date. So if you're seasonal and you're not open this time of year, make sure you mark this temporarily closed. I actually went to a breakfast spot last week. I was excited. It's like, I haven't been here in a while, and I pulled up and no one's there. And their Google My Business had showed that their hours that they were going to be open at 7. But their website or social media had said that we're closed for the season. So it's really important to do things like that, just from a customer perspective, and just keep your own sanity so you reduce the number of calls you're getting.
Right. We did not plan this at all, but that perfectly segues into my next question, because the whole Google My Business thing really is so important. And I know you're a virtual office client of ours, and having a professional business mailing address that you can get Google verified is huge. And that's what we offer. So Rob, how have you found that your CapeSpace membership has improved your work life and everything you do?
Well, I think CapeSpace offers a lot of great facilities. I mean, you got the 2 locations now. You got Hyannis and Mashpee. There's conferencing, there's video conferencing, there's offices and technology facilities you can use. There's some mailbox. I always tell people, if you're operating out of your house, you do not want Google pointing to, or you don't want people being able to Google your actual home address. So it's so important to get something like CapeSpace that offers that, where you can have a business address. So that you can physically get mail from there, but also Google wise, all your contact information address wise will point there as well. I think that's really important. Working with a great staff there, including yourself, Rob and Anna, et cetera. But I think also what's been really cool is, and this is going back pre-COVID, and even now virtually, there have been great events in-house and virtual where I've gotten to interact with other Cape entrepreneurs and make some really good connections. So that's really a bonus.
That's wonderful to hear. So if any of you watching are interested in a virtual office membership or in any of our other services and how they can improve your work life, certainly visit capespace.com. So Rob, now moving on to a little rapid fire, lighthearted Q&A. You ready? Oh. Okay. So Rob, what is your favorite hobby?
Well, it's definitely music. I've been a musician for a very long time. I play multiple instruments, I sing, etc. Actually involved with a solo album I've been working on here and there for a while. I have some side projects that I've been working with on the Cape as well, most notably like Serial Recall Test and Anna and the Moderns, which I had been playing as a player for. The performance part has been on hold. Obviously, everything going on, but cautiously optimistic looking towards the summer that we may have some things popping up again. So in the meantime, it's definitely just staying with the music. It's been a great release and just nice thing for me to do, as well as to teach my son, who has started to show some interest in the drums. So
oh my gosh, that's exciting.
yeah.
Yeah, fingers crossed you can get back out there on stage soon. Yeah. So speaking of music, what song or album are you finding that you're listening to the most right now?
It really depends on the week. I would probably say right now, Foo Fighters' new album, Medicine at Midnight, I've been listening to a lot. It's really cool. Kind of a nice picture for them. Chick Corea, who is a very, extremely accomplished jazz pianist, passed away this week. So I've actually kind of delved back into a bit into his work, including like with what stuff he's done with like Miles Davis and Herbie Hancock. While I'm not a big Ed Sheeran fan, I think his new song Afterglow is pretty cool. It's a very simple, short but melodic song. Big into the Guardians of the Galaxy movies. Introducing to older music, including those soundtracks and some 80s stuff like WKKL, which is the Cape Cod Community College radio station, back on the air, 90.7 FM. And they're doing a lot of really cool classic alternative. And I've also been playing some other stuff. I mean, like he pretty much has me playing like Panama by Van Halen on repeat. So
very cool. Rob, what are you currently binge watching or maybe reading?
I don't watch a lot of TV. And again, I'm a bit all over the place on this too. And then again, depends on the week. So, but there's some things like, I have a treadmill by the TV. So if I'm not running, I'm walking and trying to watch TV. Not trying to watch TV, but I need to kill some time. So I'm actually on this long-term process of trying to watch the James Bond films in order. I'm about Thunderball. Interesting to say the least. I don't watch a lot of TV, but like as far as like reading anything or something like that, I like I've kind of gone back to some of the basics on reading that I did when I first started my business, and I'm revisiting classics like Think and Grow Rich by Napoleon Hill, the 10X Principle by Grant Cardone, etc. I like to do like audiobooks and inspirational stuff like off of YouTube, etc. So I listen to like a lot of Les Brown and Tony Robbins and stuff. So that's what gets me going through each day. So
nice. This next question always is an interesting one. What would you say is your superpower?
I would probably say and I think people who know me would probably agree with this. And I think it's all about keeping a positive attitude. I think I've got a really good handle, and this is always a work in progress because sometimes you just have less than great days. But I think it's about keeping a positive attitude and being grateful or having gratitude. I think especially when we've been all going through this last year, in the face of like any adversity, I think attitude, I don't care what field you're in, what product services you offer, attitude and gratitude are like the most important things you can do. There's actually an old Charles Swindoll quote, I think, that I took years ago, and I've been trying to live by it. Basically, that attitude is the most important thing you can have in your life, and that basically life is 10% what happens to you and 90% how you react to it. So I think in that, and just being grateful for the simple things, waking up with a roof over my head. I live on Cape Cod, I have an amazing son. I have an awesome group of friends, etc. So things that in the face of what we've been dealing with the last years, it was what keeps me going. I think that's about a superpower should I get. So.
Well, that's a good one. I agree. That's very important. And lastly, maybe this kind of ties in with my last question. What would you say is the best advice you've ever gotten?
Never run with scissors. No.
That's important too.
Yeah, no, I think so when I first started my business, I had a mentor who was kind of guiding me along pretty well. And one of the cool things he told me was, he said that if you want to be an expert in your craft, in your field, this is what you do. He said, you know, whatever topic you want to be an expert at, etc., you look up, like you can Google or whatever, the most popular 5 books on that subject and buy them. And I know I was talking about listening to audiobooks back then, like actually buy the physical books, don't get them from a library, read through each one once. And then you read through each one a second time, because you know, with anything, it's like you'd be surprised when you didn't pick up the first time.
Right.
And actually read a third time. And so he suggested this. And if those books suggested other books, you buy those and you read those as well 3 times through, and so on. The time you get done with everything, I mean, you should pretty much be an expert in your field, or, you know, well versed. So that was something I really took to heart, and worked out pretty well so far.
That's really neat. Yeah. Awesome, Rob. Well, Rob, before I let you go, again, thank you so much for being here. And if people want to reach out to you and learn more about your company and how maybe you can help them, how can they reach you?
Yeah, so easiest way is our website. It's portandstarward.com. I do actually want to make a distinction, because sometimes I have people who mix up the name. I've been Port and Starboard. I've been Port and Star Wars once. portandstarward.com. That name, and I get asked about why the name came about. I wanted something that was kind of nautical, but not Cape something, because I deal with nationwide. But so basically the philosophy behind the name was looking left to right, focus of your business with an upward view. So
nice. Very
kind of,
nice.
I just was brainstorming one night. It's like, oh, well, that works.
Clever.
So
clever.
portandstarward.com, or you can, you know, reach out to us at email is like rob@portandstarward.com, or you can give us a call locally. Number is 508-681-3050.
Awesome. Rob, it's been a pleasure. Thank you so much. It's so good to see you, and hopefully I'll see you again in person soon.
I know, right?
Soon enough, fingers crossed. Okay, guys, and thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you next time. Bye.